Wooden shacks extend across the 378 hectares of the Santa Helena ranch. In the past 2 months, some 7,000 families have occupied this property on the outskirts of the town of Caucasia. It's currently Colombia's largest land invasion. A spokesman for the trespassers says the first 200 families arrived at the end of March after being homeless or not able to afford paying rising rents.
Este sector, el nombre es Nueva Jerusalén.
This sector is called New Jerusalem. These are all vulnerable people who don't have a home, and they decided to come here to live due to lack of opportunities.
51 years old Nubia Moreno was displaced from a nearby gold mining town after an armed group killed her son. She has set up a little shop on the front of her shack to make ends meet.
What I make is not enough to pay for rent. Rents are very high. You can pay up to 1 million pesos with utility bills. It's impossible for me. That's why we took matters in our hands to get decent housing.
But what was a relatively manageable crisis grew exponentially after President Gustavo Petro promised to buy land for the invaders. Thousands more families occupied the rest of the property.
Mayor, you are the authority here, and I request you to talk to the owners of the land, the ranchers, plantation owners, and tell them that if they trick us and don't offer us fertile land, we will buy it at commercial prices.
But it's not been that easy.
This property was owned by a convicted drug trafficker extradited to the United States, and it has been at the center of a legal battle for over a decade. People here tell you that the invasion is a reaction to too many years of broken promises on the redistribution of land.
Colombia is one of the highest degrees of land inequality in the world. Less than 1% of the population owns 60% of the country's best land. Since coming into office, Petro has promised to buy upwards of 3 million hectares of land to redistribute to the poor.
The arrival of Petro has meant that the political will is there. It's the first time that the government has put so many resources into advancing with land redistribution. Unfortunately, the current laws, the courts, the protocols and the culture of some officials won't allow the plan to move forward as needed.
Local authorities have tried to evict the invaders twice, but they were blocked by the government or the courts, leaving them in an uneasy limbo between hope of achieving a decent home and the misery of their situation. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Caucasia.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.